fellow yaoi and slash aficionados? It's Lupina09, aka Tyranno's Girl at fanfiction.net. Here again after having to fight tooth and nail with YouTube about the fate of my series. But I am here with episode 2 of Let's Talk Pairings! And I'm really happy to do this because this episode was a request by I Love Chaser in 1990. I hope you enjoy it. This week's pairing is Oh yeah, it's time for some SasoDei. These two characters are from the Naruto anime, specifically Naruto Shippuden. And they made their debut in episode... What was it? Hold on, I know I can find this out somewhere. Episode 2 of Shippuden, titled Akatsuki Action Begins. The term SasoDei is the shorter, cuter term for the pairing of Akasuna Sasori. Oh my god, Pinocchio went emo! And Azumoji Deidara. Just your friendly neighborhood transvestite! By the way, the last names that I used have been adopted from the fandom. Akasuna meaning of the red sand, and Azumoji meaning I literally have no idea to tell you the truth. The origin of this pairing may very well have been the instances in the anime in which Sasori and Deidara talk and actually have some deep conversations, ranging from art to the scene where they talk about the real reason why Orochimaru left the Akatsuki. Either way, this pairing has a good dynamic when it comes to character design. They just fit each other so well. But why would someone want to ship this pairing? First of all, it's beautiful. The two deadly artists finding the treasure of love while in the dark, dank, depressing atmosphere of the Akatsuki organization. It's really stunning. Another thing that's interesting with this pairing is that if you look at Sasori and Deidara, you'll notice that Sasori, the seme, is actually shorter than Deidara, the uke. By no means is this a younger seme / older uke pairing. Trust me, we'll get to that later. But it does add an interesting dynamic to this pairing. Let's hit on aesthetic appeal for a bit. Sasori's color scheme, in case you haven't noticed, is red and copper. Deidara's color scheme is yellow and blue, mostly going by his hair and eyes, but also going by his persona. Red and yellow do go together, but just by themselves can be almost nauseating. So adding the copper and blue is a good move. In the majority of the fandom around this pairing, I myself have adopted this, Sasori has the look, demeanor, and dialect of a prince. He sometimes seems like he's full of his puppeteering abilities, but he's so charming that people will just look over it. Because he is that dashingly sexy. Deidara, well, first of all, upon first sight, people will think that he's a chick. And don't you dare try to say that when you first saw Deidara, not in the anime and not hearing his voice, but when you first saw a picture of Deidara, try to tell me you did not think that he was a girl. Just tell me. But once you get to know his character, especially his quirky personality, you can see that he's a guy that you would love to be a part of your posse when going to a college drinking party. Speaking of which, by this point in time, you might be asking, Lupino09, this pairing seems perfect. Where can it possibly go wrong? Well, it's really easy. Hell, it's only 2 small letters. Please, God, please, in whatever you decide to do for this fandom, don't spam the ums in Deidara's dialogue. I think this is a growing problem in anime because many fandoms are from animes that are incorporating characters with speech tics. Like in Hetalia. Italy has ve, Romana has chigi, Prussia has ketsesesese, Russia has the kol chant. And another anime that has a character with a speech impediment that has slowly become a meme is Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple. I swear to God, if I hear one more person say Appa and not be talking about Avatar, the last freaking airbender, that's going off topic. People just tend to overabuse Deidara's in fictions and fan art and such. A little tick here and there can be cute, but at the end of every sentence can be annoying. And unfortunately, when I first started writing for the Akatsuki, I fell into this trap. Luckily I learned, but the damage had already been done. Also, though Deidara is kind of girly, don't make him too much of a chick with a dick. I know, ukes can be girly or kick ass, but I personally think that the girliest Deidara should ever get is by putting him in a dress. A bonus feature that I may have touched upon in the last video but not really actually pointed out is the topic of sex between a couple. Sex between Sasori and Deidara can range from sweet, emotional, to downright sexy. Sweet with the two finally realizing their feelings for each other. Emotional in having Deidara remembering the passionate times that the two may have spent together before Sasori died. Sexy, downright sexy, as in dominance play, chemical play, cross-dressing. It's all so good. Overall, I think that I will have to give this pairing a 4 out of 5. Only because there isn't that much stuff on these two for me to analyze and talk about further. But that's the fault of the fans. You know who you are. If you like SasoDei, you might also like Zabu Haku from Naruto, Sephiroth and Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, Neji Ga from Naruto, Gary Oak and Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, Zane and Chaz from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Aster and Jaden from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and Kristoff and Gregory from South Park. It is now once again time for Los Links! Once again, Yaoi-Sei.com is an excellent place for doujinshi. The Naruto section has SasoDei as well. I would link you to a good SasoDei author, but the problem is that when writing SasoDei, there is really a wide spectrum of creating great work. So I would just say go to fanfiction.net and type in Sasori and Deidara, scroll down to romance, and make sure to specify the M rating for the really good stuff. The down and dirty stuff. You know, the stuff that makes you squill in your chair. Oh! Also, before I forget, you can go to the site ygallery.net for good, hot examples of fan work for this fandom. Why don't I go there more often? I love ygallery.net, but my laptop doesn't. A good SasoDei AMV is SasoDei Human Sacrifice. The song, it may sound bright and it's really catchy, but it does reflect the atmosphere when Sasori was killed by a certain pink-haired girl who I have promised a very close friend not to flame on. Link. Yay! Episode 2 is now complete! I would once again like to thank I Love Chaser 1990 for sending in this request, and I hope you enjoyed the video. To anyone who's new to this series and doesn't know, I take requests, but it is first come, first serve. But I would love, love, love to hear from you guys. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye, Jenny, for watching. I just love weekends. Oh. Okay. FYI, guys, I'm about to head off to Anime Expo 2011. So it might be a while until I post a new video. But I will be working on scripts and fictions thanks to my laptop. Posting will just be a whole other issue entirely. But I will thank you again for watching my videos, especially looking at my channel. Really, especially subscribing. I love you all, and I will hopefully see you guys when I get back from AX 2011.